I'm Justin, and I'm with Austin Underground, and today I'm interviewing Bathe Alone. How are y'all doing today?
We're good.
Yeah, solid. Yeah.
All right. And how do y'all like Austin so far?
It's good. It's real hot.
Yeah, a little warm. Yeah, love Austin.
I saw an armadillo for the first time. He was dead. So that was sad, but
Yeah. And y'all's music has been described as ethereal, atmospheric dream pop with hints of indie rock. From your debut album, Last Looks, to your recent double EP, Fall with the Lights Down, how do you feel your sound has evolved?
oh man, I feel like it's. We didn't really think about it when we were making it, but it's like still dreamy, but we just got better at that. Like we were better at experimenting. It just sounds grander and more. What would you say?
Yeah, I mean, I think like with Last Looks, like we're sort of just figuring out like our workflow and like our, just like the overall vibe of what we wanted to do. And with Fall with the Lights Down, we just sort of went into it like I remember having a conversation that was just like, let's just like fully go in and like not say no to anything and just like really explore the sonics and like try to do things like just use things that that aren't intended to do things that we want to do. You know, use Melodyne to like tune weird cymbal sounds into like melodies. You know,
We wanted to write with stuff that wasn't instruments.
but still be able to like pull it off with instruments. You know.
Yeah, right on. You've worked closely with producer Damon Moon at his iconic studio Standard Electric. How has this collaboration influenced your music, and are there any other artists or producers that you guys aspire to work with in the future?
Oh man. Oh, you go.
I'm David. Yeah.
Damon wants to work with Damon.
Damon.
Yeah. No. I'm.
No, you go.
Yeah. I mean, I started working with Bailey. I guess back in like what 2020, 2019.
We've known each other since 2018, but then Bathe Alone existed in 2019, and then Last Looks came out 2020.
Yeah, I don't know other producers. I'm a big Sean Everett fan. I love Sean Everett and like everything he does with everyone that he does it with. So I'd love to do something in the future with him. You know, but that's probably a ways down the road.
I guess Joel Little, he did Lord's first album.
Yeah.
I think he's worked with Half Noise. I don't know. I like follow him on Instagram, and I think his stuff is so sick.
Good stuff. Good stuff. In your latest single, Gemini, you mentioned that the song took on a different meaning from its original intent. Could you delve into your songwriting process and how your personal experiences shape the narratives of y'all's music?
Oh man, yeah. The first two records were like really vague with the lyrics, and it comes from a place of not being comfortable, I think, with like. And also, I wasn't practiced with it because, like, vocals were last, always. Like, I learned drums first, and then guitar, and then 10 years later was comfortable doing vocals. So I was just, like, I didn't know how to do it, and I didn't know if it was good. So I felt like I could say more personal stuff if it was vague. And then I got really comfortable being like really on the nose in later stuff that's not out yet. But as far as Gemini, I feel like I don't know, that one is like still, it's weird. I wrote it feeling one way. I thought it was about me and like depression and mental health issues I was going through, and it's weird how songs still serve you years later, because that song's old, honestly, like songwriting wise, and it means something else to me now. And yeah, I don't know. Do you have anything to say?
No, I mean
That was a me question.
Gotcha. With a formal background in classical music and having played in various bands before Bathe Alone, how do y'all feel that your previous experiences and partnerships manifest in your current sound?
Yeah, I mean, I think that we communicate really well together, and just musically have like a similar kind of background and understanding. And so, having been in bands where like that's not always the case, it just like when it clicks, it just like clicks pretty quick, you know. And I feel like we can kind of, I don't know, when we're working, we're like digging for sounds and exploring sonics and everything, and it's like pretty quick to know. Like I usually know pretty quick whenever Bailey's into something, or if we're not there yet. I feel like just looking back, it's like, okay, no, we're not. We got to keep churning on this idea, or you know. So, yeah, I don't know. Does that answer that?
Yeah, for sure. What do you think?
As far as how I work with Damon, like writing wise,
Yeah.
I don't know. I do a lot of like demos at home, and I'm just like really open to his ideas, and I feel really comfortable with his style and what he thinks is cool. So
Yeah, we're similar taste, I would say. Yeah, but like also polar opposite, you know. But there's like there's a middle ground. Like you say all the time, like you're a minimalist and I'm a maximalist, and like my thing is color and your thing is, what is the word?
cohesion.
Yeah, cohesion. So I feel like those two things can be really at odds a lot of the time, but I feel like we're able to somehow, it feels like we're able to get those two things to kind of coexist.
Are a lot of y'all's songs more so, this one is written entirely by Bailey, this one's more by Damon, sorry. Or is it more like you guys are working together on every song and kind of trading out verses maybe, or working together to create something?
It usually starts with Bailey. Like Bailey's so productive. Like we're on tour right now, and she has like a whole mobile Pro Tools studio in the van, and like I'm driving most of the time, and so I look back and she's like got headphones on and like, you know, is playing guitar or like a little MIDI controller or whatever. But it usually starts with her, and then I feel like I kind of like help edit and refine. And there's like a handful of things that I started, but like it mostly starts with something from Bailey's brain.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Stuff. You guys have recently joined viral Australian bands Vacations and Last Dinosaurs on their North America tour. How do you guys prepare for live performances? And does the energy of a live crowd change the way that you perform your songs?
Yeah, absolutely. We really vibe off of like if the audience is giving back. I feel like that's like what every band says. But yeah, what do we do to get ready? Was that the first part of the question? Yeah. We like 5 minutes before we go on, we all like stand in a circle and we go like like as fast as we can and just try to like get like energy out. And Sid won't stand next to me during that anymore because her hands go numb.
well, yeah, we're really quick with it. Yeah.
And then I've been excited for this one. In one of your recent songs, you referenced Missionary Ridge. I actually grew up and I live about 10 minutes away from there. What significance does that place hold for y'all?
So that's where my mom grew up. So visiting my grandparents, you know, go to Missionary Ridge. They live up like on the ridge in like a private neighborhood. It's got these like really old roads that are just the yellow streets is what that's from, and viney trees, and just the aesthetic of that song comes from their neighborhood. And I don't know, it's just like it feels like childhood nostalgia to me.
Throughout your career, you've created many impactful songs that fans can relate to. Which song are each of y'all most proud of?
And bam, the ones that aren't out yet. But I don't know.
Of the ones that are out,
Yeah.
I like For You. I think I've always felt like that's the art I'm meant to make. Something about that hits me in the soul.
Yeah. I think probably sonically, I think the song In Your Wake is one of my favorites. The big bridge with the guitar solo and everything towards the end of that. I feel like that was like just a big moment in the studio that just like as soon as like the idea for it kind of like came into focus, it just like quickly snowballed, and like I feel like the whole thing, that whole section of the song was done in like just a couple hours, more or less, like once we knew what it needed to be. And yeah, so I don't know, I like that song a lot. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
He shreds in it.
Looking to the future, what can fans expect to see change in the future albums, and what are some things that they should be super excited for?
Oh man, we're getting really open lyrically, or at least I am. And I would say we're going more for just like pop, but not in like pop. More just like song structure wise, hooks, and but still using vintage gear and vibe and sauce.
Yeah, I think there's a lot more pop sensibilities, like even more than before. I have always thought that there's a lot of pop sensibilities in the songs, but even more, we're just kind of like leaning into it, and yeah, like lyrically, everything's getting a lot more open, and there's a lot. Everything's getting a lot more personal, I think, in a really interesting way, and yeah, so we're looking forward to playing more shows and finishing up this tour, and yeah.
All right. Thank you guys so much for joining me. If you want to see more from Austin Underground, check out our socials, all at Austin Underground, or our website at austinunderground.org. Once again, thank you guys so much for joining me today.
Thank you.
All right.